Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the final day of the group stages for the Sudamerican Master 4. This is going to bring up the tail end of Group D. We have got Balrogs Esport versus Virus.Nirvana. I'm going to be your caster, Android, and I'm not alone for this. I'm being joined by the wonderful Borno on stats, and my co-caster for tonight is Hitchhiker of the Mind. How you doing, man?
Oh, so far so good. Getting ready to cast some Dota.
Yeah.
Good time.
Looks like we've got some pretty meta bans coming out here, so nothing really surprising. Invoker does make it through, as well as the Earth Spirit. I'm surprised those two have pulled their way through. We've got the Earth Spirit picked up here. Vengeful Spirit, again, is another one of those awesome utility supports. She can be run as a core. It's just not as reliable, but as a support, she's got reliable stun, she's got great positioning, and she's got auras for days. So it's just good to have her around. She can be run in a variety of lineups. Another support like that is Lion. He's being picked up now just for his utility, and Witch Doctor, who combos really well with a lot of AoE teamfight lineups.
Definitely. Both teams seem to be favoring Witch Doctor lately. I mean, Balrogs, it's their #1 picked hero. And the Nirvana, they have a 100% win rate with him right now, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him comboed with either one of these.
Well, that's awesome. But we have a Spectre picked up in the first round of picking. That is really showing their cards right now. I am surprised that Spectre is revealed so early, because now Virus.Nirvana, no, just pick early game push, pick snowbally heroes, and Spectre is not going to be able to get the farm she needs.
Yeah, I think they're relying too heavily on this Earth Spirit to create the space and harass too much. And it's a lot of confidence coming from them, I gotta give them that. But yeah, I think without knowing the rest of the team, they're just going to be able to ban out anything that goes with the Spectre, anything that can keep her safe, and then, like you said, just some early push.
Yeah, heroes that combo really well with the Spectre. Babysitters like your Dazzle, your Wyvern, your Oracle, even the Shadow Shaman I've seen work very well with her. But we have a Tidehunter pickup from Virus.Nirvana. I like this. I think the team fight is going to be fantastic. And if you can start off these team fights, if you can get Tides level 6 early enough, if you can have all-out 5-man death roll pushes with a Ravage before Spectre's able to be haunting in and doing damage in the fights, then I think Virus.Nirvana just win.
10 seconds.
Yeah, Virus have put themselves in a very good place. Interesting ban out here on the Enigma, because neither team really doing a lot of jungling according to the stats and everything that I could find, but it's pretty interesting to ban them out, because we've seen Enigma being really brought back into the meta, so they're sticking with their kind of more meta bans. Oh, I like the Oracle ban.
Yeah, I think the Oracle ban is just targeted again at who combos well with the Spectre. Balrogs do still have to pick up their mid. Death Prophet's banned out, but Invoker's still in the pool. I don't know how frequently Balrogs run it, but Invoker's one of those heroes that can just dominate the mid lane. Puck and Windrunner also frequently picked up mids this patch as well. I've seen them picked up a couple times, even just today. So that's more things to consider.
Yeah, and Balrogs, they like running the Queen of Pain, but they're not having a whole lot of success with her right now. Less than a 50% win rate on her for Balrogs. It's kind of interesting to see them take so long to ban out a mid, because they're trying to figure out what they can do against an unknown mid. And if you were them, would you take the Invoker right now? Because he just seems so strong, especially against. There it is.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's the answer. Now Balrogs onto their third pick here. They still haven't revealed any of their secondary supports, their offlaner or their mid, unless we're gonna see something really goofy like a Spectre offlane, which I think might be a little too far outside the box.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was looking at this Balrogs, their Earth Spirit, their win rate on him is only 35%, so I think they're a little too confident in this hero, but maybe they're looking to turn it around in this game. Now, do you go for mid laner, off laner, or do you run the Earth Spirit in the off lane? I've seen that done a few times. It's actually worked kind of well. I mean, you can harass the Tidehunter away. I don't know. It's an interesting... Okay, there's the Queen of Pain. They're going full comfort heroes, it seems. And a Spectre.
Yeah, I mean, the Queen of Pain's going to do fantastic in the mid. I think Earth Spirit's going to be rotating around, playing that position 4 ganker kind of role, so helping out the Quap in mid, starting things off with the Rolling Boulder, can babysit Spectre if he wants. Could offlane, but I want to see one of the more traditional offlanes picked up. Beastmaster's still in the pool, Bristleback's still there, Darkseer's still there, so we're not really strapped for offlaners, so I don't think you have to change anything up that severely.
Definitely. The OD band here and the Death Prophet, and the Invoker, a lot of the main mids we've been seeing lately. We're going to go with the Brew. Interesting.
That's very interesting. I think that is most likely going to be a mid Brewmaster. Does fare up well against the Queen of Pain just because of the mischance, but it's risky.
Yeah, I think that it also puts them almost unable to go late game now. I mean, Brewmaster's going to get destroyed late game by a Spectre. Even if he gets the split off, the Haunt could still do some serious damage to him. I'm not. It can work. They just need to. They're committed to that mid late game, I believe.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I completely agree. So Balrogs most likely going to be picking up their secondary support here. I think something like that's not what I was going to say, but that was something I mentioned earlier, so I want credit still. No, just fantastic utility on him. He has the Hex, he's got a stun, he's got a nuke, and that's really important. And yeah, he can keep himself survivable with the mana drain as well. Weaver picked up by Virus.Nirvana. I love this pick here. I think it's going to be a safe lane Weaver. And that'll just allow Virus.Nirvana to put on constant lane pressure once the game ticks past 20 minutes.
And with Weaver's survivability in the early game, now your Vengeful Spirit's a little more free to roam and help out that mid lane. One thing I like about Balrog's pick of the Lion is that with the Hex and Mana Drain can instantly kill the Spectre illusions. So by picking it up themselves, they can let their Haunt be effective, and I really like that.
Yeah, I completely agree. So final ban coming out against Virus.Nirvana is the Bounty Hunter. I don't know if they were going to go that greedy, because right now Virus.Nirvana are still a little bit hurting for damage. I think when it comes down to it, they're going to need a secondary support that can also be a damage source and a push source. I want to see the Shadow Shaman.
Oh, Shadow Shaman would be fantastic here. I think maybe they banned out the Bounty Hunter because they're planning on grabbing a jungler for themselves to try to secure a little bit more of their mid-game. But they banned out an Enigma, they banned out the Enchantress, they banned out the Prophet. It's kind of like maybe the last minute they're choosing, oh, maybe we could use a jungler, and so maybe we'll see a Chen. Like a Chen, keep your Spectre healthy, keep your Queen.
Yeah, in other metas, Chen's a priority ban. He's usually taken out in the first round, but I don't think either of these teams have a history of running Chen or running him successfully, so it's not as high up on the list as, say, a Death Prophet or an Oracle, heroes that really help out the overall survivability of the team. So I'd like to see a Chen. I don't know how much space it's going to get and how experienced these teams are working with Chens.
What do you think of an Abaddon?
For Balrog's offlane? I would love it. I think it's going to be offering a lot of survivability, but then you rely up until like 35-40 minutes on Queen of Pain's magical burst, and as soon as anyone on Virus.Nirvana builds magic resist or magic immunity, then it's over.
Yeah, and then with them wanting to go late game, maybe it's not best. A bat out on the... Okay, so they're thinking of jungling Bat Rider, it looks like.
That's a possibility. It could have been an offlane Bat Rider as well.
What? The more likely role? What are you telling me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm anticipating Earth Spirit being that rotating position 4, but I have been wrong before. For an offlaner here for Balrogs, I want to see Darkseer because it just guarantees you farm. It guarantees you a little bit of space because the Ion Shells will stay pushing.
10 seconds.
Oh god, yeah. And Tidehunter being a melee, Weaver would be okay against it, so no really worries there for him. But yeah, he's very good at also. If you can get one good vac wall, you can stall out the game for another 5 minutes, and plus Darkseer is just one of the most fun things to watch, see, play, and fun to play personally, I think.
Our stats man's chiming in. He wants to see a Zeus offlane. We all want, buddy. I want to see a Skywrath mage position 1, but I don't think that's what we're going to get here. I think it is going to be one of the more traditional survivable offlaners, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, Faceless Void, he is going to bring in the mid-game team fight, but they don't have a whole lot that combos with him. No one's opted to pick up or ban out the Witch Doctor, and I mean, Spectre's a melee hero, Earth Spirit's a melee hero, Lion, I mean, all he does is nuke with his finger and that's his damage, so what's really going to combo underneath that Chronosphere?
I mean, you can set up for a decent screen, but like you said, other than that, there's not a whole ton of burst and Faceless Void, unless he goes for that kind of fragile glass cannon void that we've seen fall off because it's not very popular. Oh, Virus pick up the Abaddon. That's
going to be a support Abaddon, I believe, because Tidehunter just does a little bit better in the offlane with that Kraken Shell, but it could be support Tidehunter offlane Abaddon. I'm not too sure what the players' roles are here, who prefers to go offlane, who supports, but either could work, and I think that's something Virus.Nirvana are taking into account, figuring if a lane's tough, switch it up.
Yeah, I like that. And with the Abaddon, that Weaver's never going to die.
Alright, let's take you guys out of jail here with the overlay. Sorry about that. And, pew. No, that's not the one. There we go. And he's very tired, but we'll get it eventually. We're going to have our ceremonial pause here coming out as Virus.Nirvana, in traditional South American fashion, need a little bit of time to reconnect here. But if you had to give it a draft win, who takes it?
Draft win. I like Nirvana's a little bit better right now, just because Balrogs seems less focused. Like Balrogs seem like they picked up a bunch of good heroes that aren't super synergetic, while Nirvana seems to be like, okay, we're gonna team fight. We're gonna team fight early. We're gonna try to just get going, get on the board quicker, and then just steamroll them before that Spectre can come online. So I'd go for Nirvana personally. How about you?
I definitely think they're Nirvana. I think Balrogs revealing the Spectre pick early was a big mistake because Virus.Nirvana did end up picking heroes that are perfectly survivable against her. I mean, if Spectre tries to haunt in onto an Abaddon, borrowed time. If she tries to haunt it onto a Tidehunter, Kraken Shell, there's a missed chance with the Brew, and I honestly just think that Balrogs are not going to get the space they need to farm up the Spectre, but let's see if we're proven wrong here.
Yeah, even the Vengeful Spirit has a stun to keep herself a little bit safe.
Yep, and I think the Faceless Void he just does a little bit better when he's comboed with a team fight lineup, and for right now, Balrogs have kind of a... Quap does her own thing, Quap takes the mid game, Spectre takes the late game, and other than that, there's just kind of initiate. I don't see a whole lot of synergy here with Balrog's lineup.
Yeah, I think they're trying to pick the safe picks. Go for the Earth Spirit so you can have it. He's known as being dominant. They saw Lion do well. They saw Faceless Void do well. They went for more like, okay, these are all safe heroes rather than going with, what is our team going to do? So.
Yeah, it feels like they were a little afraid to commit to a strategy. You don't want to go with the early game death ball. You don't want to go with the ultra push. You don't want to go with the team fight. You don't want to go with the hard farmer. They picked a little bit of everything, and we'll see if they're able to, just with execution, pull it all together.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that chance. Balrogs, I believe, are a little bit older team than Nirvana. They've shown up. Maybe they're counting on that. So we got some drawing on the map. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but they really hate that safe lane. They're like, we were going. You can tell their whole plan is stop this Spectre.
Yeah. So
planning some ward spots.
Where's the Panda going? Is this going to be a mid Brewmaster?
I'd say. So. I mean, if maybe switch it up. Put him in the off lane. You throw your Tidehunter mid. Just get Kraken Shell so she doesn't do anything to you. No, early's level 6. No, I have no idea. It looks like a mid brew to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we can't see based on items just yet, but I'm thinking mid brew offlane Tidehunter, just because no one else on Nirvana really wants to take the mid unless they're doing a core Venge lineup. In which case, I don't know what Dota is anymore.
Yeah. No. Core Venge, I'll be like, all right, well that's it. I officially know nothing of Dota.
Install League of Legends.exe. Either way,
come on, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. No, League's great. So I think on the side of Balrogs, we're definitely having that mid-quap, not looking to change things up too dramatically here. Everyone's all reconnected. We're ready to go. We're going to start in with this fantastic match. Again, this is a best of 2. This is the last match of the group stages of the entire Sudamerican Master 4. So both teams competing for points. Virus.Nirvana has a default win, 2-0 win against Unknown, as they were previously disqualified from the tournament. And they have an 0-2 loss against Equipo, who kind of stomped them a little bit. But without further ado, we can go ahead and introduce the teams here on the side of Virus.Nirvana. We're going to have Gerard on what looks like an off-lane Tidehunter. Richard is going to be bringing up the Vengeful Spirit Awe on the Abaddon. Yami to Potoro is going to be on the Beastmaster. And finally over here, we're going to have Estroyer on the Weaver.
On the dire side, who are wrapped around in the jungle right now, we have Bane Hollow rocking the Earth Spirit. Heart, he's a stand-in on the Lion. Saitama on the Queen of Pain. Mikoto Sua on the Faceless Void. And then they're going to be rocking their hopes on Codigo on the Spectre. So really securing this bottom rune as they wrap around and find nothing.
I know the name Codigo. I don't think I've had a chance to cast him under Balrogs, but I believe he was on whatever team he's mainly on, because he's a stand-in right now. And I remember him being an absolute animal on a position 1 hero. I want to say he was on his Sven, but don't quote me on that. I just remember him getting absolutely huge and out of control, so maybe we really undersold the Spectre.
Yeah, no, the hands that it's in changes, pretty much everything about Spectre. Oh, got some pings and some pauses, some pause pings.
I mean, Codigo just needs a little bit of break to recollect himself and get prepared for this match, because this Spectre is going to have to pull out a miracle. Based on the regen I'm seeing and the fact that we have a Stout Shield, this is an offlane Spectre.
Interesting. He's going straight for it too. So that puts Faceless Void going.
I think they're going to
safely?
be switching up the lanes and just switching up the long lane and short lane. So there's going to be Spectre and her support in the short lane and Void in the long lane. But I also
Okay.
could be wrong. It could just be a
Maybe they just
rotation
want to
out.
dodge that Tide Hunter, so you don't get anchor smashed every time you get near the creeps.
That is
But
very
it also-
possible.
Puts her up against the Weaver, who is also an interesting position. Maybe they read this and they're switching around. I mean, Tide Hunter's still wandering around in the mid lane.
Yeah, and I think with Virus.Nirvana, again, their lanes are very flexible. They can rotate in and out whoever they need. Balrogs, maybe a little bit more stuck with what they know here. We are going to see Gerard, who has leveled up the Anchor Smash, run into the Lion, who's holding onto his point. But yeah, other than that, we're still ticking down. Who ended up getting the runes? Was it an even 1-1 split? Oh, it haven't happened yet. Why is the clock counting up?
Yeah. That is a good question. I think that pause kind of.
Is that? Do we just not have runes?
The runes.
Does
That was
is that not
that was
a
a weird
thing?
one. Yeah, I don't see any.
I didn't
runes.
hear a
That's-
horn. Okay. No runes.
Alrighty then. Maybe they paused the exact second they picked him up. I know Queen of Pain was sitting right on top of one, and I think it was the Brewmaster sitting on the other.
Alright, either way, down bottom, we might have a standoff here as Gerard goes in, going very deep onto the Dire Heroes. The Dire Heroes rolling in, getting Rolling Boulder there onto Gerard. He's getting surrounded. There is going to be a Magic Missile. No mana from the Venge, who already cast it out. So it looks like Tidehunter's going to get back to base, and, well, Bane Hollow going to be taking a huge amount of harass here from
Holy
Richard.
crap.
What a just all-out roar here in the bottom lane. So much damage being sprayed out. Meanwhile, up top, we've got a very angry Weaver going in, showing off everything they got. There's going to be a right-click war here between Bane Hollow and Richard, and, well, eats his way out of the trees. A little bit of a break in the action for now, but that is going to just erupt once again when everyone gets mana for their spells.
Then you forget about the right click of Venge, and she just comes out there. She was just standing right clicking people, and they're like, "Holy crap, we're gonna die! We need to get out of here!" And we're unable to keep diving on the Tide Hunter. It's fantastic. Oh, we get another stun on Gerard.
Yeah, I mean, Lion does have to budget his mana a little bit. He's only level 1, not going to be getting that mana drain for at least a little bit. This mid matchup is going to be a mid Abaddon against a Quap. Please explain that.
Well, he has the Ion Shell to keep himself a little bit more safe. And
Aphotic Shield.
No, I don't get it at all. Yeah, he's got the Aphotic Shield.
He said Ion Shell. I was very confused.
Sorry. Brain is dead. Yeah, so he's got the Aphotic Shield to keep himself a little bit safer. I think maybe this is just a temporary thing as we see the Brewmaster looking to rotate down here, but he's right on top of Reward, so he's definitely been scouted out by the Dire.
Yeah, and there is enough mana there for the Rolling Boulder now on the side of Balrogs. Do they want to go in and try to lock down the Brewmaster early? I think that could be a huge pick, but again, how much can you put Kotigo's farm on hold?
Yeah, well, not only that, like, with getting close enough to... When you get the Rolling Boulder in there, yeah, you're going to do some damage, but then his Thunderclap is going to lay you down, and you run the risk of... No, I guess he's only level 1, so it might have been solid. They're planning to just dodge him, it looks like.
Yeah, they're rotating around. We might have a 2-minute rune spawning, hopefully. Let's make sure runes actually come out this time. Bane Hollow looking to snap that one up. We'll get a haste rune, so that's going to be a speedy rolly Earth Spirit going around. No one looking up top just yet. Neither one of the mid laners want to leave the lane and miss out on much needed last hits. Although, oh man, it's going down. We got a Spectral Dagger, we got an Earth Spike, we got a Rolling Boulder. First Blood does go the way of Balrogs as they take out the Vengeful Spirit. Now it's going to be Panda running for his life. He's out of mana. He's out of pretty much everything. Tidehunter trying to be this impenetrable wall there with a point in the Kraken shield. He will fend off the damage for now, but you've got 3 Dire Heroes here, all split next to you with your Spectre. They secure First Blood, which is great. Now what?
Yeah, now now that I think the Ghost Spirit goes into that roaming role like you were talking about. You know, they secure the First Blood. He even got it, so now he's set to boost up. And I think without the Anchor Smash from Tidehunter, that might have been a dead Brewmaster. Like, the damage reduction really helped with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Up top, we do have Weaver being genuinely obnoxious to the Void, who does now pop that Time Walk. That's off cooldown for about 20 seconds if Weaver wants to capitalize on that, but she's going to let it push back, get herself some more farm. She's doing pretty well in terms of last hits, but her big leader now is the Quap, and I think it is not that hard to last hit against an Abaddon in the mid, because what's he going to do? Come up and try to pop a shield on you? Because the tick damage, even just from Quap's dagger, is going to be enough to pop the shield.
Yeah, it's a very hard matchup for the Abaddon. I'm wondering why they they haven't rotated this now support Brewmaster in. I mean,
Yeah, this is a support Brewmaster.
he's still level 1. Like, it's kind of a tough position to be in if you're Brewmaster.
Quap is level 2, but has only leveled up the magic missile. Do you think she's holding on to a point, or did she go stats?
I think she's holding on to it. I mean, it's possible she went stats, get some more right click out there, but holding on to it's probably the more solid choice right now. Because I mean, oh, here comes the boulder.
Yeah, we got
This is
Boulder Man
gonna be
rolling in.
quick
He
back.
does have that boulder ready to go, as well as the boulder smash. And now Tidehunter wants to go in. Does not level up the gush. Instead wants more points into the anchor smash. But oh, nice Earth Spike, keeping everyone back. There's going to be a boulder shooting through. Gets a triple stun. Now there's going to be a rotation in from Queen and her illusions. Trying to get something here. Who's their target? Can they go on the Tidehunter? Or is he too tanky there? Is going to get silenced up. He's hexed up. They're going in. They get the Scream of Pain. That's going to be another kill. So Tidehunter goes down. 0-2 in favor of Balrogs right here. All the blood has been in this bottom lane, and I think there's going to be no change to that anytime soon.
Damn, with that disheartening double spike into triple kick, and then all of a sudden Quack comes out of nowhere, and she's got illusion, so you're like, okay, wait, there's 3, and then, because it looked like for a second Tidehunter was gonna, he's like, okay, I can just walk back, and, oh god, no, and then he just died really fast to the Quack burst damage. I mean, this is not like, I mean, Balrogs, we said they needed to rely on execution, and god have they. They're just out-executing.
I think it's because they're just
Nirvana.
playing some next-level mind games, going in and do stuff that really shouldn't work. We just saw that stat about the off-lane Spectre. Somehow it's working. Somehow they're getting her farm. She's 15-1 in terms of last hits. She's in overall net worth. She's up there, and if they hold on to that into the late game, Balrogs absolutely win this, but, oh no, up top looks like the Radiant could be losing another. Weaver is going to hop out of this Coochie very time soon. There is going to be a missile there on the bench, going in, connecting onto the Void, but he can just leap it away.
Whew. Man, that would have been really bad, because right now, Weaver's kind of their best hope, even though somehow Abaddon is out farming this Quap. His net worth is higher, of course. No, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, that's really all there is to say. This is a mid-Abaddon going for a bottle. He has a stout shield. What's his first big item? Are we going to stick with the Vladzy kind of thing, or is he just going to go full-on carry, get an SNY, or something real wacky like Yules? I don't know how you build a mid-Abaddon.
I would guess the S and Y just for the cripple and the attack and everything, because you have the double slow. He's going into the shield. Oh man, if that would have popped, Quap would have died, but now he has to be wary of Bane Hollow, who just picked off the Vengeful Spirit up. Oh god, here's everyone.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty nicely. He is level 6, but did have that ult on cooldown. Quap getting very, very low there, courtesy of the shield pop. Or was that the mist coil? Nope, that was a shield pop. But she's going to get away just fine. We'll be able to refill her bottle with the bounty rune. I have no further analysis to offer of this game, because I think we just have to watch and see. This is so far outside of traditional meta and traditional laning that I don't know how the mid-game's going to look. I don't know what items people build, and I'm just excited to see how and when Virus.Nirvana get off their team fight, and how and when Balrogs survive it.
You know, and this is the beautiful thing about this tournament, is people go for it. They try the new things, and so far, I mean, it's working out really well for Balrogs. You know, they're like, hey, I have this idea. I'm just going to do it. We'll see what happens. And then they have the execution to pull it off. I gotta say, Bane Hollow has been pretty impressive the way he's been running around here. But at the same time, Nirvana, they've been keeping their farm up. Like, they have the, you know, they're second to fourth in the top of net worth. So, like, even though Balrogs are having the rotations, their farm's being hurt from it.
Speaking of rotations, down bottom, there's going to be some kills attempted onto Heart. Looks like they're going to go with the Thunderclap, but it is off the mark. And now, more of Panda's mana being drained as Bane Hollow rolls in. Does not have that level 6 just yet, but they are going to get Panda very, very low. He's also lacking the level 6 as well, so support Panda just not feeling as big and meaty as a mid Panda.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling the hurt, because without him playing from ahead, it's really hard for him to get kills and hard for him to really be effective, and that Earth Spirit's just so annoying. He's freaking everywhere, I swear.
Yeah, that is why he has, I believe, the highest ban rate in this patch, if not the highest, close to the highest, especially in this region. Lion's just dropping his shoes on the ground, because he likes to let his feet breathe, I guess.
Living dangerously, max
Yeah,
efficiency.
Definitely living dangerously. Alright, he picks up his shoes. And up top, we've got the Weaver going to be taking on the first chrono of the game, and they're just not doing a whole lot to this Weaver. Weaver does have the time lapse if she wants to go, but does not opt to use it. Instead, gets screamed down by the Quap. Now we are going to have a TP out attempt from the Vengeful Spirit. She will get out safely.
Oh my god.
And that was really close.
She had the dagger and everything, man. That was super close. Invis Abaddon coming in to try to mop this disaster.
Invis mid Abaddon.
Yeah, sorry. Invis mid Abaddon. Can't forget that qualifier. Oh damn.
I am very unfamiliar with his skill build. He does opt to level up the Aphotic Shield, which I think is fantastic, but opts to put 2 points in the Miscoil instead of leveling up the Curse. I think if this is an Abaddon that wants to go in, charge, be the front lines of the fight, you want to put a couple more points in early Curse.
Yeah, I completely agree. That slow is just too much not to go. And I guess what he's thinking is, with the mobility of the other team, with rolling boulder, the time walk and the blink, that maybe he's thinking that it's not going to be worth having that curse for the slow movement slow because they're just going to go out. So he's going for the burst of a mist coil.
That's certainly possible as well. We are going to see Quap getting very, very low here in the jungle. She's going to be picking up a row with a Magi. I believe that's going to be an early Orchid out onto the Quap. Should be well timed as well. I like that pickup a lot. Meanwhile, down bottom, there's going to be an Earthspite connecting onto Panda. Still no level 6 on him. Tide does have his Ravage, but not enough mana. Has a pretty full stick if he wants to use it.
Damn, yeah, he's sitting on 10 stacks there. He's picked up the classic Iron Talon, which I don't think I've seen him, a Tidehunter play without this item since it came out. Like, I think it's really
It is just so solid. It helps him with his farming potential a lot. We say that as he just gets nuked down from behind. It looks like Panda is next on the list. Does get that smash going on, and well, now he's trapped in between creeps in a hard place, and goodbye Panda. So Spectre managing to get her first kill of the game, third assist of the game, and no deaths. Somehow Codigo is pulling off offlane Spectre in a tri-lane. And, yeah, he's making it work in terms of last hits. We're 4th on the chart, and that's not a huge discrepancy between first and 4th.
You know you're doing well when you can haunt in for a kill, as Vana finally gets on the board. They take down the line with the Weaver.
Yep, and, well, it looks like Nirvana wants to keep charging here onto the double damage. Quap is going to pop up that Aphotic Shield. Maybe going in. The Courier is the target of the damage. The blink in from the Quap is enough to secure the kill. It's empty, but that's still a dead donkey for 3 minutes. Ooh, Mist Coil. Alright, level 3 Mist Coil. Good spell. Good spell.
Tell you that. Burst damage.
Is he going to go for it again? He's got the Mist Coil. Can he find vision? It would be enough here. Oh, the Juker on the trees. Maybe enough to save Bane Hollow's life, but there is going to be a wave of terror going in. Mist Coil again. Hey, double kill.
This mid-abat, he's doing work.
His team cannot let him do too much work, as Panda's got to give a little something away.
That poor Brewmaster, man. He's like, you can tell this was not the game plan for him. He's like, oh, I'm gonna roam around. It's gonna be good. Oh God, please, someone help me.
It feels like the team honestly was just like, oh, let's do this really cool strat. Let's pick up a bat and mid. And the team's like, yeah, but they forget that they already picked a brew. I think brew support is going to be very slow going. We see him sitting here at only 1,400 net worth here at this far in the game. Abaddon's doing beyond fantastic for what I expected, but it's up to the rest of the team. Can they hold up against the Spectre?
Well, it's interesting. If you see what he's doing, he saves his Aphotic Shields for when Quap gets close. That way, she has to be nervous about screaming because the instant she screams, she pops the Aphotic Shield and hurts herself. So she has to be ahead.
Codigo taking the tentacles will end up going down. There is going to be a missile to secure the kill. Now Bane Hollow trying to get away, pops the Magnetize on top of a boulder that everyone's standing near. Now rolling back into the fight, trying to connect onto the Weaver. Weaver may end up punishing him. Gush secures the kill for the Weaver. That's going to be 3-1-0 on the bug. Weaver, after a quirky off lane up against a Void, making it work.
Damn. Okay, now that we have a game back on our hands. Like this is actually fairly interesting. They brought the net worth back to almost 0 in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it looked like Balrogs were starting to snowball, but Radiant certainly keeping them in check. That's no small part due to the Abaddon wants to go in. Look at that miscoil. He could have gotten it. Quap trying to go in, bottle up again. Hey, she's hasted. She's running, but no, it's just going to be Abaddon left to farm, and he's actually top of the net worth chart here by a pretty decent margin. Is going to be going for the Vlads after his phase boots. What do you think of that? Oh, Lion.
I really like it. It gives him the Lion.
Oh, Lion. He went for the mana drain. He just got surrounded and destroyed. I don't think there was any hope of surviving.
It was an illusion? Oh, here goes Quap again. Ooh, has to blink away before getting misquoted. I like it. It gives him the ridiculous... Like, he already has a pretty ridiculous survivability, and with this, he's going to feel comfortable charging down to anybody and everybody, so I mean, it's going to fit that aggressive playstyle they need to keep that pressure on, to keep the Spectre doing things like, you know, being forced into the jungle 13 minutes in.
I mean, if we go around and look at overall item pickups, Abaddon, dominating the net worth chart, does now have a Vlad's phase boots bottle, he's got a wand and a scroll, he's got whatever he needs. Meanwhile, bringing up the bottom of the chart, we've got a really poor Venge holding on to a smoke. So maybe there's going to be some interesting rotations into the Roche pit soon, as I think Radiant might want to be securing early Roches for themselves. The Abaddon has the Vlads, they've got the Wave of Terror from the Venge, they've got serious survivability on the Brewmaster and the Tidehunter. So it's up to them when they decide to go in. Speaking of smokes, though, we are going to have the Dire all grouped up. Balrogs, they want to get some picks. They're going to be rotating here to the top lane, looking for the Weaver. Are they carrying Vision? Lion, he's got sentries, and that's going to be it. They are going to pop an Observer here into the lane, and Lion reveals the smoke and goes in under tower. There is going to be a boulder kick coming through, rolling boulder to follow up as well. The Quap is here, they get the nuke up the finger, and finally, the Sonic Wave is enough to get him down. They might have to sacrifice the Lion here. Bug is munching on him from the front. Can they get his Bug down fast enough? No, Heart does fall. So that's going to be a dominating streak for the Weaver. I don't think they get the other Bug down here in this engage. What's up with the Courier? Donkey. Oh, it's okay. It just came back to life. They can't lose it again. Blink from the Quap onto the high ground. Unsure if that was intentional. She's really feeling the burn. We are going to have a Chronosphere coming through, but the Ravage to just stop Faceless Void in his tracks. That's a big pause button right there. As Weaver now rotating through, doing some serious work. Killing spree there for all, using another Mist Coil to get the kill. Blink out from the Quap. Is this going to be a secondary Bug Munch? Has to stop to try to clean off the Bug, and that lets the Radiant go in. Abaddon getting another kill there. If I ever see this draft in my pubs, I will run in fear, because I don't know what's happening.
How the hell, like, that? There's nothing they can seem to do. Once Abaddon gets there, like, they have to, every time they try to blow somebody up, they have an Aphotic Shield on them. Then they have to get away from the Abaddon, who's going to slow them down, and then the Hunter comes in. There's just so much burst damage and team fight that they're really giving them a run for their money here.
Speaking of run for their money, Lion now back to life, may end up going down again. There's going to be a TP in from the Void, but not before the tower falls and the Lion falls. Time Dilation comes out onto the Void, but what does he really care? He's already got his shield up, he's got that borrowed time ready to go, and what looked like a really tough early game for Virus.Nirvana, it looked like a Spectre that was dominating in the off lane. If we look at the gold now and the XP now, it is shooting up in Virus.Nirvana's favor.
Man, I can't. The turnaround. Once they came online, they were freaking online. They spent the time and to level up that Abaddon. They put him in that mid lane. They had the faith in him to bring it back, and man, did he! Like, that was. Like, both you and me were like, okay, we'll see how that works, and they proved us wrong as hell.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, the Quap going to be trying to take on a Weaver here, and I think Weaver actually has the edge. Quap does have the blink and the scream, but Weaver has the ultimate ready to go if things get a little too hairy, so they're just going to disengage. Now Quap, once again, stuck up on the cliff, enjoying the view. She'll blink down.
I love that she keeps doing this. She's like, oh, if they can't see me, I'm still alive.
I love how, like, you know she did that one intentionally, but she's still, like, doing little micro walking movements, so it looks like she's struggling.
I hadn't noticed that yet, but then I thought the last one was like, oh, what the hell is that? Okay, so fantastic. Oh, we got a bunch of heroes gathering bottom to take on this Weaver.
Alright, so Abaddon mismicros the Courier there, does end up dropping the Stout Shield, does pick himself up a Sange, so most likely going for the Sange and Yasha, which is going to be a great farming build.
Man.
I would almost prefer him to get some sort of mobility, whether it's going to be a Yule's or a Force Staff or most likely the Blink Dagger, just because I think he's doing such an amazing job once he catches someone, just locking them down, never letting them out of his sight with the phase boots, but if he had that little extra bit of catch up with the Blink Dagger, he'd be that much more effective.
Yeah, he's definitely going for the support hunting build rather than the take on the carries face-to-face build. Like, because with this, like, once you get, like, Lion, once he's caught now, he's pretty much going to be done unless his jukes are the best ever of all time. He's going to have to catch pretty much everybody else when their cooldowns are on. And that's going to be pretty tough because some of them have pretty low cooldowns. And, I mean, it's interesting idea as, see, Faceless Void also going for Vlads. Notice right here.
That's a typical support pickup. Usually you see it either like right before or after a blink, but the blink's going to be significantly delayed. Void also has... Oh, there we go. A little bit of tread toggling there as he kept his treads on int for a while. We have a chrono. Not really sure where the follow-up is going to be. In fact, he just books it out of the chrono. There's a mech up on the Radiant. Everyone's feeling healthy. Everyone's feeling ready to fight. Charge in. Let's go. Let's do it. We got a Ravage ready to go. Let's just push the tower, man. What is stopping the Radiant right now?
I don't know. That was such a panic chrono. It almost hurt to watch because it's, you know, that chrono could have been. It's one of your huge teamfight abilities. It's what's keeping your team safe, and just to use it like that and having to immediately back out of it because you have everybody right there. That hurts. It's down forever now, it feels like.
It is, and now it looks like Virus.Nirvana, they're just gonna push high ground. And at this point, Spectre's not big enough to contest that. Are they just gonna get down the Void? Void's trying to go in, he's now just dealing with the creeps. Earthspike comes through. There's going to be a really nice time dilation, getting everyone a little bit low. That's going to be a Veil as well. Whose Veil is that? That's Earth Spirit's Veil. There's a Hex up onto Weaver on the back lines, but the Tier 3 tower still under siege. Everyone on the Dire just kind of facing off against the creeps. There's going to be a primal split, early split there, going in on the aggressive side rather than the defensive split to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, the rest of the Radiant just working down the racks. They're going to be taking another Veil to the face. We've got some rolling boulders coming through now as the Magnetize comes out. Bane Hollow trying to make a stand, but there's a Ravage coming through. Bane Hollow is going to be the first to fall in this engage. Swap comes out. There's going to be a Sonic Wave getting everyone a little bit low. They are going to lose the Abaddon. That's a big kill right there, but Gerard, he's still up and he's still fighting somehow. Lion buys back into the fight without a finger, and that's a little bit YOLO, but you know what? It's worth it as the Quap gets another kill onto the Tidehunter. Looks like they may end up picking up the Venge as well. Brewmaster now without a split, doing what he can. Wow. Weaver is still up and fighting, securing more and more kills. Spectre is down. Spectre's down without buyback. This might be it. This is insane here, how much Radiant are able to push. They're going in. They're going to lose the Brew. The Quap getting very low as well. But meanwhile, the Creep's still chunking away at the racks, and Weaver not feeling forced back whatsoever. Lions here has an Earth Spike, has a Hex, but that's going to be everything the Radiant need to get away safely.
Man, the Earth Spirit he was perfect. He got in, he got his Veil off, he got the ultimate off, they got the Quap Scream. They did everything execution-wise. It was fantastic. They even burst down the Abaddon, but the sustain and the team fight coming out from Nirvana was just a little bit too much, and so they end up not even trading, but they lose they use a range racks, they lose their tower, and then they don't really get that good of a trade for anything. That was some intense team fighting.
I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that Spectre was dead right at the beginning and didn't have buyback. She's still saving up for what looks like a Radiance. Right or wrong choice?
It's getting a little late for Radiance, but that blind against Vada can do some serious work because they have a lot of right-click damage. So maybe, relying on that blind, getting a little bit of miss, it can still work.
This is going to be a big engage. Bane Hollow is in the perfect position to go in. They're going to start things off by going onto the Brewmaster. He has no ult. We are going to see a nice Chrono connecting onto 3. Tidehunter's here, does not have the Ravage, actually walking into the Chrono himself. Now it's going to be the Dire left to live here as maybe Quap ends up dying. No, Quap is still alive for the time being. This is looking really good for the Dire so far, but now they bring in the Weaver. Weaver's going to be fighting here. Weaver's going to be spraying out the damage. Gerard goes through, still no ultimate on him. Tidehunter's occupying the time of 3 heroes. Meanwhile, on the back lines, Abaddon's able to get the kill on the Lion. They are going to be healing up Gerard with the Miscoil. Leap out from the Void to keep himself alive, and I think they're going to sacrifice Bane Hollow here as Nirvana running in. 2 points in the Curse of Avernus, doing that slow. Going to get bopped away by the Boulder, but dead from the Mistcoil once again. So what looked like it could be the initiation of all initiations from Balrogs fell a little bit short.
God, I just want to say, those anchor smashes, he got dodges into the tree, so they have to follow him there, and then they're all grouped up, and then the anchor smashes, so they don't do any damage to him hardly, and then he stays alive long enough for the Weaver and the Abaddon to finish off the Lion in the background, and it's just a fantastic team play. Like, just being able to, no, don't worry guys, you guys get that, I got this, it's cool. Like, oh my god. The execution coming out from Nirvana is just proven to be, I think, a little bit too much for Balrogs as they move into the Roche pit here.
Yeah, and there's nothing Balrogs want to do to contest this. What they want to do is farm their Spectre up. She's getting close to that Relic, but after that she's still got a ways to go for Radiance. We're 21 minutes in. She's sitting on an urn and shoes, and that's really it. She's going to be 5th on the net worth chart after a very quick Roche. The Radiant, well, they've got 3 of the top 4 slots heavily controlled by green guys.
Holy crap! Like this Abaddon has been so much fun to watch. As he picked up a Hyperstone.
That's going to be an AC. I believe
You
if he's crazy, it's a Moonshard, but I cannot put anything past this lineup. I think the AC is just going to make the high ground siege a little bit easier. He's going to stand up to a little bit more, and going to help his team out in the process. Oh, Smoke was scouted out. Smoke was very much scouted out. They just did it underneath a clump of Dire wards, so maybe Dire knows something's up, but they're not even going to use the Smoke. They're just kind of beep-bopping around, going for this high ground siege.
I love it. Beep-bopping around. Oh, Chrono on 3.
Chrono connects onto 3. That's really good. There's going to be a swap out of the Weaver, who walks back into the Chrono, and now the Ravage connects, getting everyone low. This is just dirty right now. Godlike spree for the Weaver, who now has the Lincoln sitting on an Aegis, sitting on the treads as well. Just going to go unloading onto the Queen of Pain, and looks like the Bug might be able to finish her off. She is going to blink away. Boulder Smash from the Earth Panda connects it onto Heart. That's enough for Weaver to just lay in the damage. Beyond Godlike. Triple kill for the Weaver. And it looks like they want to just finish off the Rax. Codigo's in. He's trying a man fight, but Spectre is just not big enough. And GG comes out.
Abaddon's ult hasn't even been popped yet. Damn, that was a really fun game of Dota. Holy shit.
Yeah, in the end, in a 23-minute game, there was over a 10,000 gold lead for Virus.Nirvana. We talked about in the draft how Balrogs just seem to be taking apples from a bunch of different trees and trying to cram them together into a cohesive draft, and it wasn't working out. And I think this is the result of it, where Virus.Nirvana, they picked some crazy picks, but they picked them in a way that they knew how to fit together. And Balrogs, you know, they picked a hard farmer, and they picked an offlaner, and they picked a team fighter, and they picked a magical burst damage person, but they didn't have that synergy that was so evident with Virus.Nirvana's draft. So this is going to be a 2-game series. Game 1 heavily in Virus.Nirvana's favor, but Game 2 will be coming up in just a few minutes.
Oh man, the Abaddon, just real quick, he has a 100% win rate with Nirvana, and now we know why.
It's because